In this lesson, we're going to see how to iterate through a list. We're going to modify our existing program, the using LinkedList class, and we're going to create an instance of the iterator. We're going to use that iterator to iterate through our list, which is my list. Now, firstly, we need to create that iterator. How do we go about this? To create an iterator is very simple. We declare an iterator of type string. It must be the same type as the linked list which it's going to be iterating through. We'll call this one my iterator. Got my spellings wrong there. My iterator is equal to, and then we call my list dot, oops, it's not just iterator, it's list iterator, and we call my list dot list iterator. Alright, now the list iterator you can see here is a lowercase l. It's a method call, and this one is the uppercase L. This is referring to the list iterator class, and this is referring to a method list iterator in the mylist class. Now I can see this an spelling error there. We need to be careful about spelling errors because those just unnecessarily cause compile errors. Okay, now that we have our iterator, how do we actually use it to iterate through the list? We use a while loop. So we'll say while my iterator dot has next. Now this is pretty self-explanatory. Alright, so we're seeing while there is a next element in the list. So you can imagine that when the iterator is created for the first time, it places itself, or it points to a position just before the first element in the list, and it checks, is there a next element in the list? In other words, is there an element in the first position in the list? Yes, then it simply picks that element and we can do what we want with it. This time around we're going to system out it. We'll system out my iterator dot next. So we call the next method of my iterator, and that's about it. So this will cause all the elements in the list to be outputted one below the other because of the system out print line. Now this is different to the system out print line my list, where we dump the contents of the entire list, because this gives us more control. We have each individual item in the list being outputted one at a time. So if we had a list of, say, numbers, and we wanted to add up all the numbers in the list, so it's right here in line 15 that we would add up the numbers and then iterate through the next one and add each new element in the list to our sum and then output the total at the end. So it gives us more control. Let's compile this and see that there's no issues. Okay, there is an issue. Illegal start of expression. I think I put one bracket too many. Alright, let's run this program, and there we have it. The first line here is the output of line 11, which we created in the previous lesson, and the next three lines, Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, are the outputs of line 15. And this is how you iterate through a list.